Deshdrohi Owaisi was how the right-wing army saw him. Today, the same Asaduddin Owaisi is being hailed, is being celebrated. Where Amit Shah accused the Mamata Banerjee government of vote bank politics over Operation Sindoor. At that very moment, TMC leader Abhishek Banerjee was spewing fire against Pakistan's army state.
How Pakistan? Pakistan is trying to be the victim. Pakistan is playing the role of an arsonist.
While an eloquent Tharoor refutes the charge that US President Donald Trump is the one who pushed India to agree to a ceasefire. Rahul Gandhi at a Congress rally in Bhopal is accusing the Prime Minister of surrender Narendra. We are united abroad but divided at home. Namaskar. Hello and welcome friends once again to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Now, it's taken a horrific terror attack in Pahalgam and then an 87-hour-long military operation against Pakistan for India's right-wing army to confer a certificate of nationalism to the Hyderabad MP of the AIMIM, Asaduddin Owaisi. For years, Owaisi's strident politics was demonized by the BJP as representing anti-national sentiment. Anti-national. Deshdrohi Owaisi was how the right-wing army saw him. Wearing his distinct religious identity on his sherwani made him an enemy figure for those whose politics has revolved around othering the Indian Muslim. Today, the same Asaduddin Owaisi is being hailed, is being celebrated as a patriot for aggressively espousing India's case on Pakistan-based terrorism as part of all-party delegations in global capitals. The articulate Hyderabad MP's politics haven't changed. I can tell you that on several previous occasions, Mr. Owaisi has taken on Pakistan and the two-nation theory. Only his oversized image as a staunch Indian Muslim opponent of the BJP has meant that he has been easily typecast by the right wing as a staunch advocate of narrow Muslim interests and little else. Therefore, my friends, this is no image makeover of Mr. Owaisi, only a reflection of a post-Pahalgam political environment in this country which remains divisive and hyper-partisan at home but is now united and consensual abroad. So today's Straight Bat will explain to you this paradox. We are united abroad but divided at home. Let's take also Home Minister Amit Shah's recent remarks in West Bengal.
मैं आज ममता दीदी को कहने आया हूं, आपने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का विरोध नहीं किया। आपने इस देश की करोड़ों माताओं बहनों की भावनाओं के साथ खिलवाड़ किया है, खिलवाड़।
Where Amit Shah accused the Mamata Banerjee government of vote bank politics over Operation Sindoor. The Trinamool Congress, like most opposition parties, has been mostly supportive of the Modi government on the war with Pakistan. While Shah was addressing BJP workers in Kolkata, at that very moment, TMC leader Abhishek Banerjee was spewing fire against Pakistan's army state as part of another all-party delegation, this time in East Asia. And yet, with elections in Bengal less than a year away, the Home Minister's rabble-rousing speech was designed to sound like an election bugle. As a 24/7 politician, Amit Shah, to be very honest, is sometimes less Home Minister and more a BJP Karyakarta once he's on the campaign trail. Take a look also at the chaotic state of the Congress party, India's principal opposition. Soon after Pahalgam, the Congress announced that it would fully support any action taken by the Modi government to protect the country's national interests. And yet, when the party's four-time MP from Thiruvananthapuram, Shashi Tharoor, endorses Operation Sindoor, he is branded by local Congress leaders as having become the super spokesperson of the BJP. You see, while an eloquent Tharoor is in Washington, D.C., leading another all-party delegation and refutes the charge that US President Donald Trump is the one who pushed India to agree to a ceasefire.
All I can say is that we have enormous respect for the American presidency and the American president. All we can say for ourselves is that we have never particularly wanted to ask anyone to mediate. As I said, we have no real difficulty in speaking the same language as the Pakistanis.
Rahul Gandhi at a Congress rally in Bhopal is accusing the Prime Minister of having surrender Narendra to the White House occupant.
उधर से ट्रंप ने एक इशारा किया, नरेंद्र सरेंडर, और जी हजूर करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ट्रंप के इशारे का पालन किया.
You can see the confusion within the ranks of the Congress, glaringly apparent in these conflicting voices. Switch now to the BJP, India's dominant party of power. When Operation Sindoor was launched, the BJP's official social media handle released a video lampooning the Congress, accusing no less than Dr. Manmohan Singh of being a weak Prime Minister who had, in a way, according to them, failed the country after the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Interestingly, the BJP's voluble MP, Nishikant Dubey, is also part of another all-party delegation abroad. But this hasn't stopped Mr. Dubey from putting out a series of tweets accusing Congress Prime Ministers dating back to Jawaharlal Nehru of selling India's interests. So from calling Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge a Gaddar or a traitor, to dubbing Rahul Gandhi as a Pakistani agent, the BJP's media machine has been repeatedly targeting the Congress leadership. So how does one make sense, my friends, of a political environment which is stoutly batting for India together on foreign soil, but is throwing bouncers at each other at home with no cohesion or decorum? And I'm going to give you 4 key reasons why this is happening. Listen carefully. Firstly, I believe the blame must lie with the principal stakeholders. In this instance, the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. Forget about mutual respect. Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi seem to have utter contempt for each other. The Prime Minister spends no opportunity in denigrating the Gandhi-Nehru family, often in using the most coarse language. The Congress leader, in turn, has been equally scornful of Mr. Modi, almost as if the latter has no right to occupy the Prime Minister's chair. When top leaders respond to each other in such crude manner, how does one expect the followers to be any different, my friends? So the first problem is Modi and Rahul Gandhi have contempt for each other. Reason number 2. There is, in my view, an institutional atrophying or a breakdown that makes it increasingly difficult to ensure any kind of democratic accountability. Institutions are breaking down. Take, for example, the institution of Parliament, which in the past decade has periodically been reduced to a notice board by the ruling BJP. There has been little or no attempt made by the Modi government lawmakers to engage in any meaningful dialogue with the opposition on key issues. Bills are rammed through, discussions are cut short, contentious issues are disallowed. We've even had the budget being passed a few years ago without discussion. When a debate is sought on Chinese intrusions, it is instantly refused. When an all-party meeting is called to discuss Operation Sindoor, the Prime Minister doesn't even attend it. Now, when a special session is being demanded by the opposition on the post-Pahalgam situation, the government ignores the plea. You see, my friends, when debate is strangulated like this, democracy is seriously weakened. And that is what explains some of the noise around us that we see. The third reason why we are so divided at home, even when we are united abroad, there is the partisan role being played by a large section of the media, which must be now placed under the microscope. You see, when the media becomes a loudspeaker of the government and shuts out or constantly, relentlessly interrogates only the opposition, then there is scarcely a level playing field in the national conversation. This is a point I've made also in my 2024 election book. Now we are seeing it on Operation Sindoor too. There has been little attempt made by the media to raise the inconvenient questions of the government, even while we routinely amplify the state propaganda. Is it any surprise then, my friends, that the Chief of Defence Staff of this country ends up admitting to Indian jet losses during Operation Sindoor by speaking to a foreign media network in Singapore and not to a home audience?
Pakistan downed an Indian jet, or in fact more than that. Can you confirm?
I think what is important is that not the jet being down, but why they were being down.
But a jet,
Why?
at least one jet
why?
was down?
Yeah. Why they were.
You see, when domestic media credibility is strained, it creates an information vacuum that eventually works against the public interest. The public has a right to know, not to be kept in a dark tunnel of disinformation. Finally, my friends, one key reason for the divisive nature of domestic politics is the pernicious influence now of social media. This was the first Indo-Pak conflict in a way in the age of social media. This is a noxious, toxic chamber of lies and abuse with no rules or filters to ensure even a semblance of diligence or decency in public discourse. The result is a free-for-all, where there is ample space today for extreme voices to get traction, while those who speak the language of moderation, of nuance, are being increasingly marginalized. Sound bites are craftily edited. Reels will go viral. Twitter wars will take place, and we will have loud name-calling debates becoming par for the course. You might have just heard how one spokesperson of the BJP recently used the most abusive words against his opponent.
इंदिरा गांधी अरे तलवे तुम जानते हो तेरा जानता है तेरी है.
Another day you might hear it from an opposition leader. Who wants sense when sensation takes over? Domestic politics has become almost performative. You're playing a performance. You're playing to a media gallery where noise matters more than news in a post-truth society. I've given you these 4 reasons. There may be more. But let me tell you this. Do not be surprised, therefore, or it is no surprise, that any hope for dialogue or samvad in our politics is gradually receding. Operation Sindoor may have united our leaders in foreign climes. On home turf, we remain as bruisingly divided as ever. That, my friends, is the harsh reality of this hyper-polarized world we live in. As a postscript, one of the opposition MPs who was part of the all-party delegation confided in me that he found his fellow BJP MP to be a rather nice person. She looks at me, he said, with hostility in Parliament. But you know, on the flight, she was very pleasant to talk to. I told him maybe a few more all-party visits at taxpayers' expense might help break the ice further. I won't mention names, but suffice to say, maybe we all need to have a few more conversations and dialogues to ensure more samvad in our society. Think about it. That was the straight bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind. Namaskar.